Honorable Dixon Katesh Rumba, aka Katesh.
Yeah, good morning, Oscar, and my colleague, yes, Honorable Semujju, and the listeners.
Okay. Ivan is in the studio. Good morning and welcome to the Capture Gun, Ivan Rugambwa.
This young man is a civil servant.
Good morning, listeners.
UCC will reprimand you
for having him on the gun.
For being a civil servant to be involved in the partisan debate.
Have you seen his brand new pickup? Yeah.
I am used to the other one. I haven't seen the new one.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, yeah. I'll show you today.
Oscar, you have the newest car in the parking lot.
But as we keep arguing, mine has no.
It is rewarding in Uganda to abuse the office. It is rewarding.
Right. So, yesterday when I invited Ivan to the gang, I asked him if he's a member of is it PLU?
Patriotic League of Uganda.
Yes. So are you a member of PLU, Ivan Rugambwa? Move to the microphone.
I have not had the PLU issue a call for membership, but also first because it is not yet a formally registered political entity. So it is a loose association of people who are sympathetic to the cause of transition and who have in mind General Muhoozi Kainerugaba as the ideal candidate for that to lead that cause. So technically there is no formal or structured membership of the Patriotic League of Uganda. In any case, it was launched just the other day. So I think that is a premature question.
Yeah.
Teachers have problems.
Yes, you ask him something and he answers something else.
Different question.
I think he had already prepared that answer. So let me try another way. Are you a member of the MK movement?
Again, you see, you can ask. I think the ideal question should be the ideal question, because
now
again, the
now
MK
Ivan wants
movement
to
is
set his own questions.
The MK movement is not a formally registered entity. You see, you can ask Semujju whether he's a member of the Forum for Democratic Change, because the state of Uganda.
If Oscar asked me, are you a Muslim? I will say yes. But
the Muslim is a religion.
No, I'm not registered anywhere.
Yes, but
Is not fair.
To be a member of something, whether registered or not, you don't have to explain what it is. It's a simple question. Either you are or you are
but
not.
the membership is a defined identity. It is not just a loose. If today I come up and join a demonstration for something,
See,
I don't automatically become a member of
Before you even, let me ask Katesh. Katesh, are you Church of Uganda or Catholic?
Church of Uganda.
Church of Uganda. You see, no preamble, nothing.
Yes, if you ask me, I am also a member of the Church of Uganda.
But I've asked you, are you a member of the MK movement?
I am baptized. I am confirmed in that religion called Anglicanism, which is a branch of the church, which is Church of Uganda. So there,
Been baptized
yes. So there, my identity is clear. I have documentation to prove my membership. But if you ask me if I am a member of MK movement, I don't have any formal document or anything that identifies me as such. You see.
Let me send that microphone to Katesh, yeah?
Yes.
And Semujju, the one who would have had the easiest time would have been Ivan, okay, to answer these questions. But if he's having real trouble answering these questions,
but I had trouble, Oscar.
You did.
He can't answer. You see, Ivan.
A question needed a yes.
Ivan is
only.
a civil servant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Apart from when it comes to gang.
Yes.
So here it is a crime he commits.
Yeah.
But
They have
authorized him. So you go and commit that crime. I don't think he wants to commit another one.
But
now,
it's not a crime to
no, I mean, that's why you should answer straight away.
Servant, it is.
So Katesh, for you, a sitting NRM MP, you are in real trouble. In fact, the ministers might be in real, if I used slang and say real trouble. But you're in real trouble because you cannot determine which side you are. You have to be careful with your words completely. So let me start with the same questions.
There is no trouble at all.
I
think Oscar today will be you will be surprised because
hang on a minute. Let me get you onto the microphone. So and I repeat the question.
yes.
So are you a member of the PLU, Patriotic League
Something
of
league.
No, Patriotic League of Uganda? But Honorable Samuel, you also had things like Subi and so on. So
And I was a member of Subi, one of the founders.
you were one of the founders of Subi.
Now which
Now that one is working.
Oscar?
Are you a member
First
of
of all,
PLU? I don't know if we are going to get answers today.
No. I'm giving you the answer.
Right.
You know you are the teacher.
But
When
I
you set exams
I
for
started
your
with, do you know,
children.
Katesh, we have
Do
like
you-
low
you-
marks questions.
No.
Are you a member of
Every
PLU?
question, I've
then
not even answered your question.
you say yes or no, then I give you
want
2
the
marks.
answer.
You already anticipate difficulty.
Yes.
He says yes or no, and I give him 2 marks.
What have you what have you taken this morning?
Are you a member of PLU? Then I want to
Oscar,
start there.
Last week I was not around. I came back on Friday.
Are you addressing my question?
Yes.
Right.
So my friends reached out to me about what was happening, and as far as politics,
But
is
by last Friday
as
it hadn't
far as
happened
politics is concerned, let me give you the answer.
Okay.
I'm a member of NRM. I have an NRM card, right?
Right.
PLU
You.
PLU PLU is a new pressure group which has come, largely led, championed by NRM cadres, but it is open for others, like you have seen many other political actors from different parties. It's not a political party, it's a pressure group. So if you ask me, are you a member? It has not started issuing membership cards. So how can I claim that I'm a member when I don't have a membership card? The card I have is for NRM. This one is a pressure group. How it transits along the way, we will see. But for now, as a pressure group, I associate myself with the intentions of the pressure group. First of all, it is arising out of the muted character of our party. You know, our people in that pressure group are looking at transition. Some of them are disappointed with issues of service delivery. So the discussion is coalescing around how can we look at the future, how can we deliver better to Ugandans. And so for me, we should not read much into the pressure group, start saying who is a member or what. They have not yet issued membership cards. It was launched last week. I don't even know why you made it a very
It
big
was
topic
launched
for
this week.
discussion.
Okay,
Instead
let
of
me-
us
let me-
discussing the
We shall
troubles in
discuss
NUPA
everything.
and the FDC. We are
We discussed
there is no
FDC.
contradiction.
So Katesh, are you a member of MK, the MK
I'm a member
movement?
of NRM. That's the card I hold.
So you are not a member
But
of the MK
I have
movement.
told you that I associate myself with the intentions which I have read the pressure group is vying for, because I also want better service delivery. I also look at the future of the issues of transition. I'm also looking at the space within NRM. Do we have space to discuss some of these challenges at the moment? You
Okay.
know, to better prepare ourselves.
Thank you.
Semujju is pushing the mic to me.
No, no.
Was this,
No, I want him to go to the microphone, Honorable Semujju. So, Honorable Semujju,
Yes.
is this going to be? I mean, you remember when Chisanja started, and we had people here on Gang, and I would ask them, "Are you a member of Chisanja?" And they'd give these same answers. I don't know where Ivan copied them from, but all of them would give the same answers. And eventually, they promoted Chisanja when the big man said that he's the one who started Kisanja.
You see, Oscar, I even told Mr. Museveni when we we had him on the capital gang. Museveni operates that way. He keeps his followers guessing, but he also wants to create an impression of an uninterested person. I remember a group of younger MPs in the 7th Parliament. At that time, he had camped to Gulu to execute the war against Konyi when the issue of lifting the term limit started. So they asked him in Gulu, "Sir, do we begin the campaign? Are you interested?" He said, No. That's not the good way to go over it. The discussion should be whether lifting term limits is good or not whether I am interested. So they came back confused. Because the constitution was limiting only one person in Uganda. So therefore there was no discussion about anyone else. The only person who was limited was Yoweri Museveni, because he was serving his final term under the 1995 constitution. But he said, no, this is not about me. Let's discuss the merits and the merits. So when they came back, I was a monitor journalist. They are there saying, what do we do? Maybe he's not interested. And they didn't want to look bad. So he kept on until that 2003 meeting in Chankwanzi, where the senior colleagues, Museveni's contemporaries, were all not interested in it. But a newcomer, Gilbert of Kenya, who was looking for a bearing, spent almost all the evening time, because they were there for about a week, mobilizing NRM district chairpersons to write a memoranda to say they are endorsing Museveni, who as usual pretended he was not interested. So because he keeps people guessing, even the recent lifting of the age limit, many MPs knew that Museveni wants to die in office, and therefore we must facilitate. If you do facilitate him, you actually become a darling. There are rewards, but you may not even have the opportunity to speak to him. He has not told anyone to lift it, and you will not find anywhere where Museveni said you go and lift the term limit. So they were there falling on each other. What do we do? Until when they brought the matter and we were fighting it and started holding meetings in Nakasero. That's when the MPs told him, you need to tell Kadaga that you are interested because she's making our work difficult. So this issue of Muhoozi is not an issue, it's an issue of Museveni. It has nothing to do with Muhoozi, but it has everything to do with Museveni. The man is tired, the man is old. Will he say, I am tired now, I am not continuing? That's a question. Every NRM person wants to answer that question, but they have no answer. As usual, he has kept them guessing whether now really he is tired, because Museveni is 80 this year. In September he will be 80. He's an old man, but also tired. Suppose he wants to come back. Is he behind this? If he's not behind this, now I am done. The only advantage they this time have is that it is his son who is involved. They think even if you make a mistake, but you are making it with his son, he will not be rough on you. So a few ones can risk. So the question, Oscar, you're asking every NRM person, nobody will answer. And all NRM people are like school children. If Museveni wakes up one day and he says Muhoozi, they will now begin parading themselves as if they are the ones who started it. But before Museveni pronounces himself, the answer will be vague. It is a pressure group, it is this, it is no, I am this, until Museveni has pronounced himself. Because this is the discussion is not about Muhoozi, the discussion is about Museveni, when is he leaving power. Unfortunately for the country, Oscar, and for me that's most important, because you see, if the NRM had been an institution, there would be a process to transfer power either to a generation or to another, like it happens in Tanzania and elsewhere. But we are under family rule. In family rule, power is just passed on. It's not transferred. So that's why all these pharaohs are in trouble, because they don't know. I mean, assuming you want to pass it over. We are lucky that even the wife at 75, she's grown old and she's also tired. Because in the 7th Parliament, she woke up one day and said God had told her to go and contest for a constituency. I was waiting for God to tell her again to contest for president, but I think God has seen that she's tired, she can't manage. But when you are under family rule, because NRM does not exist, you are in trouble. You don't know what is going to happen. So the level of uncertainty.
But Semujju, maybe that's not a fair presupposition, because you stood for election under FDC and you won your seat. Katesh stood for election under NRM and won his seat. So there is a party that has won elections.
You see, Oscar.
In fact, when the Honorable Janet Museveni contested for MP Ruhama, she had the biggest majority. She won with the biggest margin of any member of parliament at that point in time. So that was not a transfer of anything. It was not a passing over of anything. She went for competitive election and won with the landslide.
It was actually a big contestation, even because she was against was it former IGG?
Yes,
who at the time had been seen as a powerful opposition member.
And in fact, the president had opposed her until she threatened to run as an independent. That is when the NRM surrendered. She won with the biggest margin of any member of parliament at the time. So Semujju cannot conflate the two.
What Ivan is saying.
What I am saying is you cannot say that because
Museveni at Ruharo, where he votes from, 750 voters, they all turn up, no death, no absenteeism, and he gets 750.
Where?
Ruharo, where that primary school where he votes from.
You see the problem, Oscar.
So
my brother here does.
The last time we deployed an FDC agent at that polling station, he was removed by SFC, put in a van, properly fed. He was only returned to the polling station to sign the declaration forms. You see, these things really for Qatar to get, she even got less. In fact, she should have gotten like 100%.
So come back to the topic.
You are diverting me from the issue.
You are the one who diverted.
You are diverting
because
Museveni's
submission is incomplete without going into the Museveni
because you see, if the NRM was an institution,
what is it?
There will be a discussion even on transiting from the current leadership of the party. The party will be discussing problems, service delivery, as Katesh was saying. All the issues that are now being discussed outside the NRM are issues that NRM, if it was a political party, would have been discussing. But they can't discuss them. These issues can now only be discussed by the family. So if you have a family member, it is okay for you to go and discuss these issues. But maybe both these Katesh Shuman and Ivan are young. Go back to the history. When Westj says I am contesting, and he requested that a meeting of the movement is called by Gilbert Bukenya, who was the chairman of NRM Parliamentary Caucus. Museveni said, no, that meeting cannot sit. So NRM cannot sit to discuss. In bad faith. NRM cannot sit to discuss the transition. But Museveni's son can correct people to go and discuss. That's a point that I made.
But Oscar,
and that's what we are grappling with as a country. And that's why you see, Katesh Shuman tells you, I am NRM, but I am associating with the
ideas.
With the ideas of.
Yeah, if you
so
had
you mean in NRM you cannot discuss those ideas that you can associate with. So you only have
I can even associate with your ideas
when
if
they are
being
good. Advanced by Museveni's son.
No.
Because these are the very ideas. If you are a political party, a meeting should have been called for you to discuss them.
But
you want to associate with the son because you can make a mistake.
Hold on, Katesh, let him pause. Before you respond, Katesh, Ivan had a hot one as well.
Yes. You see, I wanted to say, Oscar, you are a teacher. So if you are a teacher, it is Semujju who has answered a totally different question. Because you see, this is discussing NRM, we are discussing the Patriotic League of Uganda. This is a pressure group.
I am discussing family rules.
You see, any discussion on transition.
Let me switch off Semujju's microphone.
Yes, you see, a discussion on transition is a public discussion. It is not limited to any political entity. FDC, its contestation, it is by contesting and demonstrating and whatever shenanigans it does, is an attempt to answer the transition question, or at least to succeed Museveni to the presidency. The Patriotic League of Uganda has the same ideals to say, look, we are providing an alternative front. Like Subi emerged, not within the limitations of the Political Parties and Organizations Act, but as a loose coalition that is open to everybody to emerge and associate with the ideals of a transition. NRM can have that conversation when it's time, and we shall discuss it. But this is a different entity, which is the Patriotic League of Uganda. It just so happens that people within the NRM are associating with the ideas, and it's not just them.
Okay.
The Honorable Twaha Kagabo from the National Unity Platform has publicly associated with the SIM. Several other members from different political organizations have emerged to associate with the SIM.
For them, they said they are members. They're not just associating.
Okay, but what I am showing you is that what I am saying is that the association with the Patriotic League of Uganda is not limited to any political movement. That we should come and discuss NRM when we're discussing the Patriotic League of Uganda.
Okay.
We should be discussing
let Katesh also give his.
My brother Semujju, the mistake the opposition keeps making is to downplay the party called NRM. And as long as they make that mistake, they will continue in opposition. Because, in fact, now, this pressure group, imagine now it is a topic for this week. It's going to be on, and we have forgotten the rest. This is not the first pressure group. The opposition has come up with endless pressure group. There was Subi, talked about it. I don't know how many pressure groups Semujju, Honorable Semujju belongs, or has been part of.
Pressure group.
There is now a Katonga. There has been FOC. In NUP now there is a new one called, is it Kunga or something? There are so many pressure groups that have come up. Now, every time NRM comes up with something, or members of sympathetic to NRM, you see now Semujju is raising a lot of speculation. Speculation about who is no.
Mike Mukula spoke the same way you are speaking.
Yes.
But Kavana told him, no, we have nothing to do with NRM.
But that's why I'm telling you. I told you.
But Kavanda is an NRM member of parliament for Kasambia. So perhaps that was for political banter, but for officially,
you see what we have. What I want to give it up. I want to
finish
give it up
that line, and then
I want to give it up to the pressure group that it has succeeded in now diverting. You see now Semujju is putting his effort on downplaying NRM and any other pressure group.
Have I said anything
but
about NRM?
In a few years we are going to have an election. Maybe NRM will ally with the pressure groups that will be in place, and we will sweep the elections. While you are here talking about NRM and President Museveni, it is so the mistake that these people continue to make is to downplay the party called NRM. And I think until you realize that you need to focus on yourselves. Right now, NUP is tearing itself apart. Semujju has just gone through a transition. He was the Shadow Minister of Finance, passed on to, I don't know whether he did the handover. But the change itself in the leadership within the party, in the opposition, has been chaotic. Even right now, what is happening in Masaka. So actually, this is a very light topic to discuss. We need to discuss the real.
No, we discuss them severally, and if there is enough discussion,
this one is
we'll get them back.
It's a pressure.
But okay, we are going to move on to. You're most welcome to gang, Honorable Lydia Wanyoto, Mutende. Yes.
Thank you, Oscar. Good morning to you colleagues at the gang and also to our listeners. I'm sorry I'm late. I returned from Mbale very, very late. I'd gone for burial.
Oh, but may their souls rest in eternal peace.
Yes, here I am.
Now that you're here, yes. I will ask the same question I've been asking NRM people. So are you a member of PLU?
You know, you ask wrong questions. Yes. I listened to Semujju when I was coming. The members, you listen. You cannot ask a wrong question. It's not a yes or no, because it's obvious. The members of the PLU I've been listing themselves.
Yeah.
Actually, we should
I
not,
wanted to start with
we
you.
shouldn't give an impression
It was
that
a
we are
starter
struggling
question.
to repress.
We were giving a straight
They are
answer.
listed. The memberships are known, and they have been listening themselves, so that there is no mistake to say that you want to fix yourself anyway.
So you are not a member
I think
of
the
PLU.
time to ask for membership will come.
Mm.
Yeah, but they have not issued people to join as members. They've only called well wishers. So even if Oscar is a teacher, don't ask wrong questions.
This is what we've
But
been teaching
Lydia,
the wrong
but
subject.
Lydia, you have said members have listed themselves.
Yeah.
The wrong question.
He's asking wrong questions.
Because the lists are there, they are out there for everybody to see.
So which means the pressure group has members.
Hey,
I'm saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, in other words, Lydia, you are not a member of PLU.
Can you imagine?
No. The guests are having difficult to answer. Not
No.
Let
Can
me
you
go to the
imagine?
next question. Lydia, are you a member of the MK movement?
You can imagine.
He's a member of SEC. He's a SEC member of the NRM.
But okay, let me just say what I
Yes.
think listeners need to know. For all the MK meetings, including the one that launched the PLU in Naguru, I was invited. And I have attended all of them except this one of Naguru because I was not in town. I would have attended. These are my colleagues. I've worked with all of them, including General MK. We work together. They invite us and they tell us their wishes. Even you, Oscar, if you want to invite me to your wishes in Ichigo, you have a think tank, I will come. But I cannot now come and say I'm a member of the think tank of Ichigo. No.
We are one
Right.
family.
But Oscar, I think we need to be honest.
But also maybe what
So,
I need to say, Semujju, let me finish this. I think if we are going to, that they're also struggling. You said they're making, in their statement, they were making disclaimers because they're under a lot of pressure. Are you a partisan party? Are you what? So they're saying we are non-partisan. But really, they have political interests. You cannot say you are non-partisan and you are talking about a political seat. And the Constitution and laws of Uganda 10 and 2 explain how you join politics. So I think that those who are not General Muhoozi should come out and say they have political interests. And clearly these things being led by political people elected and they are NRM. For me, David
you have gone ahead
Kabanda.
where I wanted us to go.
So they should come out and say we are a
But-
political outfit, but they are trying to protect Geno's legal rights because he's still a serving officer. But when he waits the timing is also of instance. If they wait for him to wait for the procedures of retirement, the Baganda said in the Chigweyo, Akolachi,
He doesn't get anything.
So they are trying to balance that too. And for me, these who are not encumbered by legal issues, let them come and say we are political people, we have a pressure group. They invite the ones with whom they have the likes of minds, they push their agenda. At the time X,
But
Lydia,
Lydia.
Kizza Besigye was registered or whatever as a presidential candidate when he was in South Africa. So the absence of General in many of these places should not surprise us because legally he's a serving, but there's an interest, a political interest for him to join politics at the highest
But
level.
have you thought that some of these people are having the difficulty Ivan and Katesh had here? Because at some point you have to make a decision. Am I supporting President Museveni or am I supporting MK?
You see, you cannot support
because
the,
at the same time you cannot tell.
But let me tell you,
Just-
Oscar,
I'm going to give
sometimes
you-
we have to.
You cannot just give me a minute.
We have
and
to
I
help
finish.
you because for
Just
you,
give
you are
me-
not a practitioner. It
me-
is us who are practitioners.
I ask questions. Let me finish
Wrong
this
questions,
one.
my
Let
friend.
me finish this one. So some
Many times.
people are having difficulty because they cannot say we do not like MK because we like Museveni. And that can put you in a very difficult position because you do not see what the future holds. Do you agree with that?
No. It is also too early to do that. Let me give you an example for the political seat. And I don't know how Katesh started, but many people, especially
It started in a very long way.
many people who are listen to me. Many people who are civil servants, because the law says you cannot join politics 90 days before you. You join 90 days before the nomination. But now, if you wait for 90 days, it becomes too late. So the civil servants who want to maneuver around the law, they can now go and begin contributing as children of the community. They can go and start contributing to a fundraising. Sindio, they go and put 10 bags of cement here. They buy a cow at an auction there. But people are able to know because you have not been in camp. Then quietly they say, "But I am also there." So when the 90 days comes, the law does not catch up with them. They are already in the community. So I'm trying to explain to you why your questions cannot work for the political environment. You are theoretical, you are from the classroom. But for us on the ground, you must first of all maneuver and dodge the law, but be relevant to the waves.
Maneuver,
So
did you say maneuver and dodge the question? Why maneuver and dodge the question?
Me, I'm happy for David Kabanda, for example. He's my very personal friend, my real brother. But I thought, and Michael Katunji, they have achieved, because all the FMs in Uganda, including TVs, they are discussing them. And in politics, you must be on the platforms, in the media, if you disappear, you are gone. So they have resurrected again in a very high level, and they've achieved.
Let me go to Semujju.
They've achieved.
Hold on.
For the next
Ivan, hold on. Let me start with Ibrahim Semujju. So, what is the significance of PLU? What is the significance of this MK movement? The rebrand is good. And yes, he's a Ugandan.
But you are not answering. Yes, another person who will answer your query.
Asking you about
Oscar, you can put the same question.
No, I'll put it to you, because the last time I asked him, he went around and set himself a question. So at least you answer the ones I'm asking you.
You see, the country was on a journey to democratize. The writing with the 1995 constitution, the subsequent elections. It is now clear that you only have a chance if you are Museveni's member of Museveni's family and you are also a military man. So those are the two factors that are going to navigate the transition. But also you need to understand, Oscar, that Museveni has been deliberate and consistent in what he's doing. But luck has also been on his side. At the beginning of his administration, and I remember even when the Honorable Kategaya temporarily left because of the disagreement on removing a term limit, General Sale said Kategaya cannot go because he's our number 2. Even in the military, Moses Chigongo Alhaji holds an honorary rank, but Kategaya had a real rank and he was 00 number 2 in the UPDF. Even in the minutes of the High Command, he was being registered as absent. So he was a de facto number 2. Somehow he left and he dies.
He died after coming back.
Yeah, the second number 2 was a creation of Museveni. The Honorable Mama Mbabazi.
I'm wondering where this is going.
You will see where it will end. So the Mama Mbabazi, I don't want to go to his story because everybody knows how it ended. So the significance, which is the question that you're asking of this, is that at the beginning people thought that, and historically there are things that people thought Museveni cannot do. You remember Nganda? On the age limit, Nganda thought, no, he cannot remove it. He cannot. I went to interview the Honorable Kategaya when he was sitting at Professor Byamugisha's law firm, and he told me his biggest regret was that he was too believing. There are things he thought Museveni would never do. So where we are today, at the beginning there are people who thought, no, Museveni cannot bring his son. No, the son now he will call him to order. Now he has started. So from one action to another. So somehow a message is being sent, and that's why at the beginning you had 1, 2, 3, 4 NRM MPs associating with Moho's project. Now, en masse, because I saw the attendance, I think there are more than 60 MPs.
50.
Yeah, and the others, as I said earlier, and that's why this is relevant. But because NRM politicians, as I said, and I want to emphasize that point, this has nothing to do with Mohoz. It has everything to do with Museveni. So their calculation, especially those who are seeking to return to Parliament, is that suppose I go, that's the question you're asking, Lydia. Suppose I associate with Mohoz and the man returns. Won't he fight me? So the other, no, he can't. This is his son. Even if you misbehave, we will forgive you because you are doing it is his son. So that's where the NRM people are. So the significance is that now, Kiriara, you can see that after Kategaya, who was number 2, left, Timba was left, now the number 2 in NRM is a member of Museveni's family. And no any other person can even dare. You remember at the beginning of Moses' parties, there are some people who suggest that we should also have a birthday party for Katumba Wamala. Katumba Wamala was at a press conference the following, please don't kill me. So you can so that's where the country is. Yes. Deliberate. So Kiriara, I mean, it's the message is becoming clearer and clearer every day. That either if Museveni dies today, or if we can't wake up, we wake up and the man, so it is only his son. So the people who are around him, and that's why Museveni at one time was calling them self-seekers. That was his own comment about them, because he's been around. He knows that not everybody who is promoting the MK project is promoting it because they think now Moho's has a better chance for Uganda, or is even more intelligent than the father, or he will do ABC that the father failed to do. But he offers an opportunity, if you are an MP, to continue, because you'll have the military to beat people for you, or there are also chances that maybe there will be money for you to go and contest. And many MPs by the way will go, because politicians by their nature or by our nature, you think about what will offer you the opportunity for the next election.
Thank you.
So that's the significance of,
Thank you, Honorable Semujju.
of this PLOE group.
Katesh, we welcome Honorable Abdul Katonto in the studio.
Yes.
But a quick one. Say, he did send apologies. Did Semujju here says you had better align yourself with PLU quickly,
you know,
because the project has been stamped by the big man.
You know, I don't want to engage in speculation, because I know politics in this country. You do not know what the future holds.
If you are NRM.
Because a few months back, we didn't know that Semujju here cannot even step in Najana Akumbi. We could not imagine.
If Abu who started the party cannot, what about me who
So
joined
if
10
you
years
say
later? You must be a very poor student if you didn't expect
no, because you say, I have told you the future.
I was not there when it was being formed. Abu formed it.
A future can
he step
dramatically change. We have been here with Semujju. I did not know that at one time he would never step in Najana Nkumbi. I think now he used the even expressway if he's going to tell.
Which in politics is not.
So I cannot know
that he would need a will to go.
Exactly. So you cannot be at speculate about the future.
Yeah.
The most important thing is to hold your ground, so that the future finds you when your ground is what? Is stable.
But Katesh, isn't that where I started? So finally you are answering the question.
No, we have a mandate.
Yeah.
This is in Oscar. We have a member of SEC here. NRM won elections in the last campaigns. We had a manifesto. We had a presidential candidate who is still our flag bearer. We promised the people 5 years have not yet ended. So I cannot be here to speculate. I have told you that I associate myself with the ideas, the ideas that I have had from the pressure group. The pressure group has not issued membership cards for you to ask me whether I have a membership card. I have a membership card of NRM. I have not discarded it. So now, why are we discussing speculation here? You don't know. Even in the next election, Semujju could be a candidate from the NRM or PLOU. Or
he nearly stood for speaker.
Exactly. We cannot. We should not.
I interviewed him here as a candidate for speaker and asked what madness had befallen him. But Ivan, very quickly. So now Semujju has cleared. It is okay. You can say I'm PLU and start speaking for them, and you know it's okay.
Yeah, you see, it is not. There's no problem with it.
Yeah.
You see, look, the question of transition is a legitimate public interest discussion. So if PLU is saying our idea is to create a a platform that mainstreams this conversation, and we are identifying, or we are coalescing around this conversation, and we have identified somebody we think should lead this transition. It is a legitimate conversation. The question, like the only problems with it, like Honorable Lydia here pointed out, are the legal limitations of the supposed candidate in waiting, and that is why, at least in the recent times, it has been purely led by politicians, launched and the articulated the mission, and the mission has been articulated by politicians. So it is a legitimate discussion. And let me tell you, Oscar, this conversation for the last year, it is only in 2021 that we have had maybe a below 40 candidate, for example, contesting with Museveni for the presidency. So there is a generational dynamic to this conversation as well.
Generation. Moses by age.
Yes. But the people who are champion, the members of, if you look at Abba Lillian, who is the vice chairperson for Northern Uganda, is about 33 years. Okay. At least formally on the parliament website, that one is formally listed. The people, most of the people who are mobilizing, the mobilizers of PLU. You see,
my children have entered university.
This is not a dictatorship. It will not be a one-man government. The government is made up, is constituted by different layers. So the generation of people who are championing the PLU are people, at least are children born in the NRM era, and they are articulating the need for a place of young people in this discussion, and they are champion. They've mainstreamed this conversation. So everybody else who is talking about it is now reacting to a legitimate conversation.
Thank you, Ivan. If I had power, I would appoint you the PR of PLU.
Those positions are already taken.
So, Honorable Katuntu, does the PLU have significance on a political platform in Uganda?
But I saw a message that Katuntu is welcoming the MK project in his area.
I was welcoming MK supporters, like indeed I welcome NOP, I welcome NRM, because I'm an independent. I mean, I don't have any people for myself. I welcome everybody.
So you can get a vote from everybody.
That's what, actually, not that I can. That's what I do. Yes, and that's why I win convincingly.
Right. So PLU, will it have significance?
Okay, let me raise the conversation a little bit.
Before you raise, we want to welcome you from Bugweri and thank you for hosting us. For Taresita, I must say already that you are a very good host and a good mobilizer. Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
I was there.
Yes, as you come in, says Tanbula Kampa says PLU is one of the groups that will be mobilizing for President Yoweri Museveni come 2025-2026. That's Akampa. Then we have our regular listener, Medday in Palisa. Says, good morning, gang. Today you are applying higher order thinking questions that some people are not answering. So,
okay, let us look at this. What is the current status of our politics in this country? The NRM has been in power for the last almost 40 years. So is President Yoweri Museveni. Is it the time to talk about a transition? Has that transition started happening? And how are Ugandans stationing themselves post-President Museveni, post-NRM? That's what is going on. Including post-NRM, I can tell you, because when you look at the people who are in PLU, they are basically like when we founded FDC. And let me take you back to a little bit of history, Oscar. When we founded PAFO, and I was there on that desk when that idea came. That idea came from somebody who many people don't talk about. Good enough I've documented it. I know the time, the day when the conversation started. It was Guma Guminsiriza. Is that who started it? And that meeting, there was Major Johnny Kazora, there was Captain Charles Ruhanga, there was myself, there was Ben Watcher, and there was the late Bernadette Bigirwa. You get it from Bushenyi at that time. So that is how we started PAFO. And when the idea came, it was about a third force. Because one, they were telling me that my UPC was gone and it would not come back to power, and they would think we need to be thinking about a third force that can compete with the NRM. And thereafter, nobody can tell you PAFO was formed because it was a parliamentary advocacy forum, but it was not. The idea actually was a political party as a third force. Then it metastasized to Forum for Democratic Change. When we co-opted a one-man party of Chapa Karuhanga, then we co-opted people who had been in reform agenda. Because remember, I had campaigned for Kizza Besigye, but I was not part of the reform agenda because me, I was UPC at that time. I remember John Kazora, then Major Honorable retired. He brought the idea of, look here, we need somebody who is senior, we need somebody who is more experienced, and we need somebody who is NRM, who is not looked at it as an oppositionist. And that time we zeroed on Mzee Augustine Rizindana. So that is how this FDC was started. When I saw this MK movement, I saw PLA, and I just knew, and let us not lie to ourselves, it is a political party. I mean, we would be disingenuous. It would be stupid if we think there is some pressure group there. I don't know pressure against what and for what. It is a group coalescing to compete for political power. That's how we should look at it.
Finish that sentence. To compete with NRM?
With anybody. And I can tell you, this could be the time of winding up the NRM. Let me say this again, and you'll quote me. I think the NRM is being wound up. This is the beginning of winding up of the NRM. and please quote me yes today. Or even the listeners, they'll remember.
I was going for a break, but let us finish this thread. Even Katesh is looking at you.
And actually, let me tell you,
are
Katesh,
causing
my
Katesh
brother.
Big.
Politics is about speculation. It's about, especially, when we study history, we study to enrich our future, get the lessons from the past and say how we can define the future. But people, as I always say, study history to pass exams. They don't pick lessons out of the past. And that's what people should be looking at. And let me tell you why. Today, if President Yoweri Museveni is not the head of NRM, I just want anybody to imagine,
Ivan,
whether it is my brother Semujju here, Ivan, Katesh, or Lydia, or even yourself, the moderator. Just imagine if President Yoweri Museveni today is not at the helm of NRM or is not around. What is the future of this? What do you call it? Massive party called NRM. Look at the people who are really now pushing the PLA. Look at them. You, PLU.
Who are the people pushing?
Oh, look at them. These ones who started it, really, they were there. But now the thing is crystallizing, I'm telling you. And now you look at the names coming, whether you're talking about my brother Tumwebaze, you are talking about Kasolo, you are talking about Mukula, you are talking about all these members of parliament Ibrahim was talking about. All of them are NRM. Are they looking at their future in NRM today? You need to talk to them honestly. That's why I was saying Katesh should be serious on this. Because for us, we talk freedom, including with the Semujju. I'm sure they talk to him about it in the corridors of power and so on, in the corridors of parliament. We discuss this thing honestly. And they are telling you, look here, there is a problem with the NRM as it is now. It doesn't have a future. It could be a baggage in the future. Let us look at the demography of this country, Oscar. We have a child population. Tell me, what is in NRM today that will attract the younger people? Just tell me where you can go and you massively recruit younger people. Tell me, if you are going to compete for the presidency of NRM or chairmanship of the NRM today, and President Museveni is not a candidate, just imagine the chaos that will be in the national resistance movement. So people should be discussing this thing, wholesome. So look here, I think, things are starting to work themselves post-President Yoweri Museveni, post-national resistance movement. My own speculation and reading is that General MK, General Mos Kainerugaba, has realized, and his strategies, that, well, President Museveni built NRM. Everything about NRM was built around President Yoweri Museveni. Can he inherit that infrastructure which the father built? Maybe not. Maybe not. So he's also trying to build his own thing. And that's why I think Ivan is talking about age and so on. He's not so much interested in the 70-year-old, the 80-year-old. Actually, there's a little bit of contradiction and conflict between those senior politicians, especially in the NRM. So he's building his own thing, like indeed President Museveni built his own NRM. And whether you have that infrastructure which is building compete with NRM, I don't think so. Let me tell you why I don't think so. Then I go off the microphone.
Yeah, before you go.
Because NRM may not be there. That's why I said it was being wound up. So this infrastructure Moses is going to build is going to be competing with now what we know as the opposition.
Abdul, when Patricia is standing here, we are about to go for a break, but you can squeeze in a quick answer. At least you have been answering questions. People like Lydia Wanyoto, who at one time is seated Tarehe. The question is to Abdul, not Lydia. In the same week, Lydia will go to Tarehe Sita. Hold on, we are going for his one. 1 week she will go to Tarehe Sita and sit next to President Museveni. Then the following week she will go to MK movement and sit next to MK himself. So people like Lydia, are they two legs, one leg here, the other leg there? Question to Abdul. No, the question has gone to Abdul.
Okay, I think that sort of contradiction is about to wind away. You don't get so much bothered by it, because I know where they will be tomorrow. That's for sure. Today, but, nobody can even tell you there is a NRM to be talking about tomorrow.